Guys, so in this video we are going to learn how do we connect a potentiometer, that is a Trimpot that I've got, and it is a three-legged potentiometer. Isn't it strange that we call it that three legs it has got? Shouldn't it have two legs and one arm? I mean, awkward, isn't it? But the point is, how do we connect a Trimpot into the circuit? When a Trimpot is used, the very first thing that you need to know, guys, is I know that you might be knowing it, but just to clear the diagram, okay? A Trimpot is used when you need somewhat lower voltage than you would already have, like you need a 6 volt thing and you have got 12 volt, or you need 8 volt, or you need anything lesser than that, like 5 volt, etc. So for this thing, we are going to use a Trimpot in our circuit. And how do we deal with it? Let's say that we have 12 volts and we apply it across this thing. Mentioning that my drawing is not good at all, it sucks. So let's say that this is the applied 12 volts and now you need somewhat lower voltage than this. Let's say 5 volt or 6 volts. So there is something called adjustable arm that is provided. This is called adjustable arm, which helps you to get somewhat lower voltage. So you get this thing, this lower voltage. Let's say that voltage between these 2 points is 6 volts. So if you connect your load between these 2 points, we are about to get 6 volts. And let's say that we move it a little further and it is here. And now suppose we have got 8 volt. So if we connect our load between these 2 points, we are to get 8 volts. So that is how our potentiometer will work. Since it has got 3 legs, we call it a Trimpot. Now in diagram it looks like this, but in real life it is seriously beautiful. It looks like somewhat this. It is a kind of a Trimpot. I mean, there are various other kind, but I like this one, tiny bit and cool. So let's see that what are the terminals that we have got in this thing. Obviously you can see that one is smaller than the other, so this smaller one is actually the adjustable point. As we have already seen that a Trimpot is gonna have 2 points fixed and 1 point adjustable. So this thing is this smaller point, and the other two deal, that is these point, these are these 2 points. Pardon my drawing, guys, I really need that. I'm so sorry about my drawing. So these is somewhat pins look like for this Trimpot. So when we need to connect it, what we're going to do is we are going to give supply to these 2 pins right here, and then we will obtain our output on this point. Now it's not a point of debate that one pin will be connected to this for output. Where do the other lead goes? It depends on what kind of voltage you need. You can connect it to either side, it doesn't matter actually. So according to the resistance that is being cut off, you'll get the output voltage. So that is not a point to worry about, but this is the basic thing, that the smaller pin is adjustable and the big pins are for the supply. This is the smallest confusion that most of the people have. So I hope that this point is clear. Okay, let's now connect it to the breadboard. Now I'm gonna connect this tiny thing onto this breadboard, but as you can see that these pins here, right here, are a little bit congested, isn't it? They are so close to each other. So if you put it here into the breadboard, take care of 2 things. The first thing is, don't connect it like this. Don't you do that. Why? Because the breadboard is shorted this way and this pin will actually die. So you don't want to do that really, but you can connect it like this. It's alright to connect it this way, upside down. So just for making you aware of the 2 points, I'm connecting it this way. So once you do it, you can easily connect these 2 points, right? These 2 pins, okay? There will be no problem with that. But when it comes to this part, you cannot go inside and connect the pen. So just before connecting it, what you gotta do is take a pen, insert it, and get it anywhere else on the breadboard. It doesn't matter where you are getting it, it's alright. Okay, so there you go, and then you take it off and push it down and connect, and you are done. Okay, so now what we are gonna do is take supply from these 2 points and give it to this fixed points. So talking of supply that we are getting here at these points, at these 2 points, I am taking it from an adapter that is of AC to DC 12 volt, and you can use normal battery or anything like that, it doesn't matter, we all need supply, that's all. So I'm getting approximately 13 volts, as you can see. So this is my negative terminal and this is my positive terminal, so that's it. And now I'm gonna take these 2 points off to these 2 points, right? Now before connecting the supply to the potentiometer, what I have done is taken out these 2 pins to somewhat larger area. I mean, I seriously cannot go inside and then connect things. So what I did is take the points out here, and now I'm trying to connect the supply. That would be a little bit easier. So now let's focus on all these wires. There are a lot many wires, right? I hate it, but we have to work. So this was for adjustment that we took out earlier. Then this pin right here, it is going to the negative terminal, that is the battery part. And this point right here, that we took the second leg here, right, and we took it outside and then we connected it to this bus, to the positive terminal. Now we are going to check it with multimeter, that what voltage are we getting. So now after connecting the Trimpot and the multimeter, we have got to see the readings. So as you can see, the multimeter is showing us 0 voltage. And why is that? That is because our adjustment arm is just at the beginning part. So from here to here we are getting 0 volts, and if you move it further we will be getting somewhat 6 volts, and if you move it completely to the other side we will be getting 12 volt, or for our supply 13 volts. So now let's see it. You will need a tester or something to move it as far as this part is concerned. So let's see, I'm gonna rotate it this way. I'm rotating it and you can see that the voltage is increasing. So I'm further rotating it. Yes, I'm doing it. It is turning and the voltage is increasing, right? And we are about to reach to the maximum value. So this is the maximum value. We have got 13. Okay, let me turn it to somewhat 8. Okay, 9 is fine. It doesn't hurt that much. That's 9. You can see how much finely we can tune the voltage in this case. So with 9 volts on one side, it should be something like 4 volts or 3 volts on the other arms. Okay,